If you want to speak English fluently with a method that really works, then keep on watching. Hi everyone, I am Georgiana, your English teacher, and over the last decade, I've helped many students improve their English fluency with no grammar and no textbooks. My teaching methods are different, but highly effective, and best of all, you can see results right away. In today's episode, you will get to improve your grammar with a point of view technique. I will tell you a story twice from different grammar points. Like that, you can compare the changes and learn grammar in context without memorizing any boring rules. I will also continue talking about the popular words added to the dictionary in the last decade. Are you ready? Grab some headphones and start listening. You also have available the transcript of this episode. So go to my website, speakenglishpodcast.com, to get the transcript so you can listen and read at the same time. Keep watching and make sure you get the transcript. It's free. See you soon. Bye-bye. Last week, we started to learn some words like YouTuber, to Facebook, to Skype, etc. Today, you will learn some new words added to the dictionary in the last decade. You will also improve your English grammar in context with a point of view lesson. Like that, you won't have to memorize any boring rules. Before I get started, remember to get the transcript at speakenglishpodcast.com/podcast. It's free. This way, you listen and read at the same time if you find it necessary. Let's get started. As I said today, we will continue learning some more of the English words added to the dictionary in the last decade. Let's start with the first word. Crowdfunding. According to the Oxford Dictionary, crowdfunding is the practice of financing a project or venture by raising money from many people who each contribute a relatively small amount, usually through the internet. For example, a music band can use crowdfunding to produce their next album. They can ask fans to contribute $10 to the project, and in return, they will receive a copy of the album when it's ready. Word number 2. E-bike. According to the Oxford Dictionary, an e-bike is an electric bike. E-bikes are a great idea because it allows people to commute without getting to work sweaty, and you can take longer rides. Number 3. Router. A router is a device that allows communication between the local home network, like computers, smartphones, tablets, printers, etc., and the internet. Every time we have internet problems, we reboot the router. It's also advisable to place the router as high up as possible and make sure no objects are too close to the device. Number 4. Kombucha. According to the Oxford Dictionary, kombucha is a beverage produced by fermenting sweet tea with a culture of yeast and bacteria. I must confess that I haven't tried this beverage yet, but I've been told it's great for digestion, so maybe I'll give it a try in the near future. Number 5. Cyber. Cyber is a word we use to describe a person, thing, or idea that is part of the computer and information age. Here are some examples. Cyberculture, cyberpunk, cyberspace, cyber sales, cyber economy, and cyber attack. Number 6. CD. CD means several things, but one of the international use is a compact disc. The moment I realized that CDs were no longer relevant was 10 years ago when I bought a Mac computer. At that time, Apple stopped making computers with a CD player, so I had to buy a separate CD player from Amazon. That's it for now. Let's continue with a fun point of view lesson. But before we do that, remember to get the transcript at speakenglishpodcast.com. It's completely free. Do you know how you can help me? You can share the podcast with your friends and family. Tell them to go to speakenglishpodcast.com and get my free mini course. That would mean a lot to me. Thanks. Let's move on to the next section. I'll tell you a short story more than one time. Every time, I'll change a grammar point. I can change the tense or the person. This way, you'll notice the changes in context. Let's start. First, we'll listen to the story in the third person in the past tense. Tom started an online business on a low budget. He had an old laptop and was experiencing constant internet cuts. His router was practically obsolete, so he needed a new one. Yet he couldn't afford it. Additionally, Tom was afraid of losing some of his most important documents, so he stored them on a CD. Certainly, the cyber world was becoming frustrating, so Tom had to disconnect for a few hours. So he took his e-bike and rode around the city. After a while, he spotted a mysterious cafe. He went inside and ordered a new drink called kombucha. After drinking this beverage, Tom wanted to move to a tropical island and drink kombucha all day and every day. Since he had no money, he initiated a crowdfunding campaign, explaining how he wanted to move to an island. Surprisingly, he raised $1 million in one day. So Tom now lives on a tropical island, and all he does is drink kombucha. Let's listen to the story one more time in the first person in the future tense. I'm Tom, and I'm thinking of starting an online business on a low budget. I imagine that I will have an old laptop and will experience constant internet cuts. My router will be practically obsolete, so I'll need a new one, but I won't be able to afford it. I will be afraid of losing some of my most important documents, so I will save them on a CD. Surely, the cyber world will become frustrating, and I will have to disconnect for a few hours. I'll take my e-bike and go for a ride around the city. After a while, I will spot a mysterious coffee shop. I will walk in and order a new drink called kombucha. After drinking this beverage, I will want to move to a tropical island and drink kombucha all day and every day. But first, I will need some money. So I will start a crowdfunding campaign explaining how I want to move to an island. Surprisingly, I will raise $1 million in one day. So I will live on a tropical island, and all I will do is drink kombucha. Okay, it's the end of this short lesson. As you can see, just by changing a point of view of the story, you can learn grammar intuitively. This is one of the techniques that I use in my premium courses. I recommend that you take a look at speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. Okay, it's the end of this episode. Remember to listen to it several times. It will help you with your English. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Go to instagram.com/speakenglishpodcast. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy today's episode? Get the transcript now at speakenglishpodcast.com.